in a universe where life does not end at death. We explore the infinite possibilities forged by our very minds. Welcome to Arthadian Anthologies. Before we get started, I just want to inform you that this series was recorded over Discord. If the quality dips, it's due to connection issues. Greetings, fellow travelers and storytellers. Welcome to a Reborn in Power series featuring Dr. Cal and his creation, Proto. Follow along as he learns how to live and survive beyond the confines of the Zelek dynasty. Proto has his arms around you, Dr. Cal. And he's just like, "Thank you, Creator." And he lets go. And he looks down at you. And he looks around at the trees. You could feel the slight breeze coming on to you. The scent of the forest is kind of musky, but it's a pleasant musk in a weird way. The trees are very, very tall. And you hear the sounds of creatures in the distance, moaning, groaning, chirping. Proto just stands there, looking around. Where do you think we are, Creator?
Well, I don't know, Proto. You're the one who teleported us here, if I remember correctly.
I was just given specific coordinates. I believe we are to the south of the capital of Voestivez.
Well,
go ahead and roll a lore check.
Lore check. Intelligence time. Oh, I did not expect that. Well, we're starting off strong today. 12. 12 nice. Plus 12, 24. Plus 1 equals 25.
With that, you recall that in the propaganda that you learned, Voestivez is the central body of where Pillar Command resides, which is the capital of Voestivez. Pillar Command is the ground force, like where the central ground force for Core Command resides, as well as one of the central bodies of the Sidorian Alliance in many regards, which turns out to be the Sidorian Alliance that Montezelek was a part of and was constantly trying to negotiate to expand the Zelek dynasty and Volcryo in multiple ways, but they kept pushing down his advances and saying that he was unethical and needed to be exiled from the Corps.
As Dr. Cal is like remembering all this, he's like, well, they did allow human experimentation, which I think is unethical in a lot of places. And I look over at Proto, my glorious monster.
Your glorious human experimentation.
My glorious human experimentation. I'm like, oh, right, Proto is human.
Oh, Prime.
Proto is Prime. Hey, Proto, how do your hands feel?
Proto looks over at you and is like, my hands feel fine. And he lifts up his hands, and you see what looks like it looks like his skin, there's blood all over it. His skin has been torn from his hands, but you see his bone in the knuckles is straight up metallic.
What? I didn't do that.
Do what, Creator?
Why do you have metallic bone? And I Dr. Cal isn't doing this right now, so he just kind of like looks even closer at his eye, at the metallic bone.
You look at it, you examine it. It is definitely metallic.
That primes don't have metal bones. Did you get? And I'm gonna definitely do a medicine check to try healing the hand. We'll deal with the metallic bone when we get there.
All right.
I do have a med wave on me.
Okay.
I bought it. Those come pre-done with 3 charges, I want to say.
5 charges.
5 charges.
Do you want to do all? You wanted to use all 5 charges? That would be 15.
I don't think I need.
That would be 15 health back.
Well, I'm just going to use it once and just see how many charges I need to get the skin back on.
Okay. You start it up. You start doing so, and it begins to heal back the skin around the knuckles. The blood is obviously not going away, but the skin is coming back. You feel like you need to use a few more charges to get it all the way back until it looks like there's scarring.
That's fine.
And it's mostly baby skin kind of thing.
How many charges did that just use?
That used 4 charges. You now have 1 charge, and it will give you 1 health back if you use it. Oh, give me 1 second. I think I just lost you. My Discord is being stupid again.
Well, that's weird. It says you're an audience on my screen.
We'll see if that fixes itself. But yeah, you only have 1 charge left on the med wave.
I look down at my med wave. I'm like, okay, well. And then I look over at Proto, and I'm like, metallic bone. That's not right.
Do you need to do surgery on me, Creator?
No. Something I didn't expect. Can I roll a medicine check? Just, Dr. Cal is double checking. He's not a doctor for other species. He's just like, how can this happen? Can I roll a medicine check on that?
Okay, yeah, sure.
He's just double checking that this
on Prime. This
limited.
Actually, roll me a biology check for.
Yeah, this would be a biology check. Both
Prime.
are about the same.
Yeah. Medicine is more for if you're treating wounds.
Oh, okay.
Whereas, or providing some kind of drug or something like that.
So that would be a 20 on biology.
Okay. With that, you have never heard of a prime having metal bones, unless they were Kron.
Those would have been implanted.
But when you were doing the experiments for those few months, the thing that you learned is that, well, it was just a straight up Taunus prime. It wasn't a Kron or anything like that.
No, it was Thomas.
Yeah.
Proto,
Yes,
are your hands feeling better?
my hands were never feeling bad.
Should have. I guess I forgot to add pain sensitivity.
I suppose the layer over my hands was off for a second.
Yes. Which isn't necessarily a good thing, because I'm still pretty sure you can get sick.
You think I can get sick?
I'm not sure. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to get sick.
Interesting.
Proto, can I check your core real quick?
Should we go back into the med bay?
Yeah, just for a little bit. We might as well wait
Can I
for
come?
them.
Can I come back out here?
Yes, afterwards. I just need to check this real quick.
All right. You go back inside. As you go back inside, the door opens up, and you go down through the space going over to the med bay. You go inside and you go to check his status. As you go to check his status, go ahead. So, what are you doing exactly?
I'm opening up the back and checking out his core, like what I did when I first did the diagnostic on Proto.
Okay, so as you go to check on his, opening up the back of his neck to see all his stats to make sure that everything is optimized and working properly, you see everything seems to be working in order, completely fine. It specifies that there was some lacerations on the knuckles, on the hands, and there is some kind of protocol that that allows for the specific. Actually, let me go to. That was proto stuff is inside Dr. Cal's sessions. Yes.
Yes, it is.
There's a protocol that says armor piercing fist.
We're just going to have to double check on that. Curious. I check out the biological functions because it's able to see what is there anything off on the biological functions?
Biological functions seem to be performing great right now.
Is there anything on the bone structure?
Bone structure says that there was an increase in iron and metal absorption.
Proto, can you mess with your settings? I look over at Proto, I kind of put my head around to get to his face.
Only to optimize my skills, creator.
Did you mess with your bone structure?
I don't know if I did. Perhaps I did. Maybe it is a subconscious thing that I do.
Curious. And I kind of close up Proto after I double check everything.
Okay, you close him up.
That could explain the increased nutrition.
Speaking of nutrition, creator, I think we might need some more.
Well, yes, but the commander should be heading this way, judging by how pissed off he was.
Do you think that he would be heading this way?
I mean, I guess. He seemed very mad about it. He'd probably want to see what he lost.
Perhaps.
Well, we still don't have a codex, do we?
You do not. No, you don't know where your codex is.
That squirrel stole my codex. I don't know it's a squirrel, but I'm just going to assume until proven otherwise, because it climbed up walls. Huh. Curious. And I just go outside with Proto after this.
All right,
Proto wanted to go outside.
You head
there's
out.
Nothing else inside.
You head out of the med bay, walk down the hall. The door opens up to the outside, and you go over, and you see Proto just steps out right at the edge of the tree line, and you see him just start staring into the trees.
Yeah. Maybe it's worth going for a walk. We should be able to hear, I assume, a pod coming this way.
He looks over. Nature is quite serene.
That's a word for it. Pretty good one. And Dr. Cal just kind of walks towards the forest line. He doesn't try going too far from the base because he's trying to listen out for the sound of a pod or something.
Mm-hmm.
And also, still not sure if there's assassins.
Yeah.
Well, the door's just stuck open right now, and I'm not going to lock up someone else's base. Seems like a good way to get I don't know, piss off Core Command.
So you go up to the edge of the trees. As you go up to the edge of the trees, I'd like you to roll me a perception check.
Oh, perception check. Oh, perception check. Everyone loves a perception check.
Yes, perception check. The best check in the game.
What is my perception? It's 3. So that plus 3 equals 21 plus 3. 24.
24. You know what's better than 24?
25.
As you look and listen, you hear the breeze getting louder, the sounds of the forest deepening. As they deepen, you hear a slight ticking sound, like a
Oh, no, we're backing up. We get away from the tree line.
Okay. You get away from the tree line. Proto is just standing there. I need to roll for him real quick.
There's a bomb.
There's a bomb?
I'm joking.
You think this is a bomb.
I know. I'm assuming it's probably an alien or something.
Proto hears this and he looks over. He's like, Creator,
Yes.
get back into the base. Now.
You know, that seems like a good idea. And I start going back to the base.
You start going back to the base and you see Proto get up and between you and the tree line. And suddenly you hear and a shot gets fired off. And I need to see how Proto does with this.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter.
Proto goes and blocks this, what looks like this radiant burst right in front of you. And you see him take the brunt of it and then looks up. And he says, Creator, I believe there is someone here to hunt you.
God damn it. And Dr. Cal just kind of keeps running towards the base.
Permission to activate protection mode.
Yes? Don't kill Corps Command officers, though.
Refraining from killing Corps Command. But I will hunt down and exterminate this assassin.
Okay. Well, there's not a lot Dr. Cal can do in combat, so he's running.
Okay, you go back into the base. As you go back into the base, the door opens up. And now you are inside the base. What are you doing?
I try going to the command area.
To the mission, like to the
mission,
yeah, the
mission
one
area.
So you go to the door that was pried open by Proto. What are you doing?
I try seeing if there's any locking down the base systems.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a computers check.
Wow, good thing I have good computers. Oh. Shitty roll.
Unless you have coding.
I do have coding.
Do you want to do coding?
I want to do coding instead, because
Okay.
it's slightly better.
Yeah, sure.
23. 23.
23. As you go on to here, you begin to go through the systems. I need to check one thing. You're able to go through the systems, and you find a few, a few, basically firewalls that get in your way, and you have to go around them, and find a way to you find a way to actually access certain databases within the actual base itself. And you do find the section for security purposes.
The first thing I do is I see if there's a way to lock down the doors.
There is a lockdown procedure.
I hit the lockdown procedure because this might kill me.
Do you? There are 3 tiers to the lockdown procedure.
I guess the first one is locking down the doors. Second one might be vents, but what would the third one be? I pressed the first one.
Okay, the first one, the doors keep trying to close, but you see that they have been dented and they're not locking.
Yeah, that's my fault. I see what this. After I do that, I try seeing what the second one does.
All right. As you do, you click on the second one. You feel a slight vibration underneath your feet. And And you see, as you have pressed on to the second one, there is the third one is starting to blink, like it's waiting.
Oh, don't kill Proto, don't kill Proto. And I hit the third one.
You hit the third one, and then suddenly you hear, and you feel yourself kind of shudder for a second, and it feels like you are lowering.
Well, there's not much I can do to help Proto in a combat situation.
Speaking of which, let me roll a few dice. Go ahead and kind of tell me what you're going to be doing now as this has happened. You see now on the computer systems, you see that you are now lowering the base into a bunker situation where it is going to be underground and not
I try
visible.
seeing if there's any perimeter defenses.
You go back to the security homepage and you see defenses.
Do they say what they are?
You do see that there is a there is a section that specifies operative drones.
It is an assassin. Dr. Cal has like a slight smirk on his face. Like, I can explain this. There was an assassin. And I hit the operative drone button.
Okay, you go and hit the operative drone button, and then as you hit it, you see another firewall, or like another like basically security code pops up, and it says enter code, like, and it looks like it is a 12-digit code.
Oh, that would take forever to decode. Can I try doing a coding trick around it? I'm not sure if I can.
Go ahead and roll a coding if you like. It'd be hard.
I understand, but it's not like I know how to get a code for this. Oh, I might actually do this. Okay, so that's an 11 plus a 12, which equals a 23 plus 6. 29.
20,
I think that passes a hard check.
29?
I remember correct. 29.
Okay.
It doesn't, I think
You
it's
are
30.
able to try like going through like a long list of things in your head, deciphering certain types of codes and remembering all the different like ways that you can actually hack into specific systems, and then go behind certain security systems through like different routes inside other files, and you're able to decipher the code. This takes about 10 minutes.
Which is better than letting Proto just die without helping.
Yeah. As that happens, you go and you are able to see that there are about 5 different drones available.
Let's just go with one.
All right, you click on one and you go to activate it. I'd like you to roll me now a piloting check with intellect instead of agility.
Oh, thank God. That makes it so much. Oh my God. I'm gonna crash this goddamn drone. 14.
14. You're able to pilot it out of its little locked space and fly it over, and it begins to scan for any signs of movement, and it picks something up like right away, and you see the camera locks on to what looks like Proto walking through the bushes, and into the clearing where the base should be. You see the base is now like you don't see anything. but just a clearing. And Proto is looking around, and you see him dragging a body, a Nugonian body, behind him.
Is there any speakers on this drone?
You do not see any speaker on it.
Let me think.
Or at least there is a speaker, but it specifies that a codex needs to be connected to it.
God damn it. Why would you need a codex to use a speaker on a drone? And I just kind of like lower the drone to like not eye level with Proto. I very slowly do it. Because I don't want Proto to think it's a threat.
You do have a mic. There is a mic on it, so you can actually hear audio coming like that is close by, and you hear, "Creator, is that you?"
I do like my best to do a nod.
Okay, you
like
kind of
yes.
go up and down with the drone.
Yeah. Yep.
Where is the base?
And I just kind of get the drone to look down the best I can.
I captured the assassin.
And then I try undoing the lockdown procedure.
Okay, you go over and you begin to undo it, and you see the base. You feel the base shudder, and then go back up. And
I try getting the drone out of the way if the drone's in the way.
Okay, yeah, you return the drone back, and then are you gonna go out there and check on him? You hear the door slide open as soon as it's up, and then he comes over, and you hear him like dragging the body, and then takes it over. He's like, "Shall I put him inside the med bay, or where should I put him? He is unconscious right now."
So as I am,
do you want me to kill him?
I kind of look over at the cryo area. You could cryo him. They might not like it if we just kill a man on their base, especially one with information.
It is a Cortexian informant. Don't you think that we should question him?
Yes. But how are we going to restrain him?
I have him restrained right now with my fists.
I can't explain it. Does Proto look like the Terminator right now, where there's just like pieces of skin kind of gone and there's shiny metal? Or does he look like he got out of the fight pretty well?
He looks like he got out of the fight pretty well.
I just kind of look over at Proto. I'm like, yeah, I guess. And I try like finding a chair or something and seeing if I can get anything to like tie him up on top.
It does look like his skin is kind of boiling up on his forearms a little bit. Like it's like there's burns and a little bit of radiation poisoning kind of happening there.
We can deal with that after we make sure he's tied up.
Okay, you go over and you tie up this Nugonian. He is a servant. You can tell by his
I mean, he might have been
outfit.
prime. No, you can't probe a Nugonian. Dr. Cal shakes his head. He's like, I could try probing. No, can't probe a Nugonian. Well, besides Joe, he's weird. I kind of just like sit with Proto and look at this Nugonian he captured. And I just kind of like sit out of like distance of it because I'm still worried that I'll just wake up and like break restraints. And I just I make sure Proto's around him.
Proto is sitting next to him, waiting.
Well, Proto, I'm not exactly sure what to do with him. I guess questioning is the best option.
I am sad. He had no physical capabilities. All he could do was shoot. And as soon as I got too close to him, he couldn't shoot me fast enough. It was quick and easy.
I tried looking around. Is there a medwave station?
Inside the medical bay, you have him tied up inside the laboratory right now.
Proto, double check, make sure he doesn't escape. I'm gonna try getting a medwave through your arms.
Affirmative.
And I go in there and try getting a medwave.
Okay, you...
Well, refilling my medwave.
Open the door and you go into the med bay. You go and check. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
That's a 7 plus a 3. So that's a 20.
You are able to find some med waves. About 3 of them, actually.
I just grab like 2 of them just in case.
Okay.
And I use up the last of my medwave.
Okay, so that
the
that one health.
Yeah, that 1 health. So my medwave is empty.
Okay.
And then I use another medwave on him until it looks like his arms are good.
All right. You use another med wave. His arms have not healed fully yet.
So I need...
You need to use another one.
Okay. I just keep using the med waves until his arms look okay.
All right. You use up those 2 that you got, and it looks like his arms are better now.
Well, I'll go put these back. And I just go in and like put them back.
Thank you, creator. If I did get hit one more time, I wouldn't be here. I think.
Dr. Cal just doesn't respond to that. He's a little... I gotta work on my hacking skills. Get that a little fast. Too slow. And then once I put the 2 med waves down, I go back into the laboratory with Proto.
So what do you think will happen when he wakes up?
Well, he either has a way to escape or he's going to suicide himself. That's what I think.
How would he suicide? Should I check him for any possible way?
Check his mouth, see if he has a cyanide pill. Or whatever the equivalent of a sci-fi cyanide pill.
He goes and opens his mouth up, checks it. Seems all clear.
My only other thought is they might have something going on inside of his brain. He might be able to shut down his brain.
Shut down his brain? I can do about
it. No, Proto, don't. Before Proto like punches his skull in or something.
What do you mean?
Oh.
Like, what do you mean shut down his brain?
Well, I mean, it's I don't even know what a full tetherer could do to a person's brain. But
are you a tetherer? You're not a tetherer.
Probably
you were never trained as a tetherer, right?
I was never trained as a tetherer. I only did 1 probing. Dr. Cal just has a little traumatic flashback to 1 probing. I'm just going to say that because he has a single point in probing. And it was a traumatic experience, so he didn't try probing again. But I'm not entirely sure what they could do with the brain. Actually, someone I know who might be able to help. Let me see if I can contact him. And Dr. Cal tries contacting Allfather.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a religion check.
I got a 2 in religion, so it's probably going to fail, but it will be fun. So that's a 5 over a 12, which means 17. Doubt that's going to work, but I'm going to try.
So 17 total, or?
17 total.
Okay. With that, you go over to a secluded area to try to commune with the All-Father. What are you trying to get out of this, specifically?
I'm trying to see if he knows a way to make sure this guy won't just kill himself when he wakes up. I'm worried what a tetherer might be able to do.
This is a servant, so he's not a tetherer.
Well, yes, but he might be connected to a tetherer.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I see you.
That's my entire thought.
Okay.
Is he might be connected to a tetherer that as soon as he wakes up, he's going to die. Because that sounds like something the Deimos Cortex can do.
Yeah, the Demo Cortex could probably do something along those lines. Maybe you think about it, and then you try to really see if maybe the All-Father knows if this servant is connected to one of the tetherers in some way. As you feel this, you feel a sensation in your head, in the frontal lobe of your brain, almost like an understanding of a deeper point of the conscious mind. Your mind begins to drift off a bit. And then you feel a wave kind of emit from your head through the base over towards where the Nugonian is laying down, and you feel another wave that kind of ripples across the wave that you have sent out. And then it's almost like you feel a string that leads up to the sky and then arcs over and across a long distance. A very long distance. And it keeps going and going and going until it begins to lower and arc down and lower down into what feels like a tower of multiple different waves being emitted and multiple different strings all going to the same spot until it reaches one very powerful wave. That wave emits out a very familiar frequency.
Oh, brother.
And then...
Is it?
And then before you could really feel what that wave is, who that is, it severs, and then you get thrust back to yourself. But that familiar feeling, you can make an assumption about.
I'm going to assume it's Dr. Joel, because I don't know who else's brainwaves I would be familiar with. Unless it's Monty. It's one of those two. Either way, it's not good. And I kind of am like, did he snap the tether here? Did it feel like the tether that I was following got snapped?
What do you mean by the tether that you were following?
Because I followed the guy in the room's tether.
You followed his tether to what seemed to be one of the towers, one of the cortex, cerebral cortexiums inside the Zodiac Dynasty, inside Volcryo, and you saw all the other tethers within that cortexium leading up to one individual inside it.
Yeah, but when I got shot out, was it because the powerful wave shot me out, or the tether got snapped?
It felt like something thrust you out before something else could see you.
Okay.
Like you were guided in a way.
I'm gonna guess that's all Father. But that doesn't answer the question. Is he still connected? And I try doing a smaller version of that to see if I can still feel the tether coming off of this person.
Okay, now go ahead and roll me a probe.
Oh
yeah.
Good thing I have 1 point in that.
We're dealing with Nugonian stuff right now.
Yeah, we're dealing with straight Nugonian. Okay, this is intelligence-based, thank God. 20.
I rolled a 69, so...
Damn.
20. You are able to sense that tether. You can't go to the lengths that you went to before, but you're able to use your probe waves to reach out and sense what is going on with this Nugonian's probe waves without actually entering through, because basically the waves kind of bounce off of each other.
Okay.
That's what stops you from being able to probe the Nugonian.
Is there any way I can break the tether?
You do feel that the tether is still there.
Can I try the probe knowledge to try breaking it?
You could.
Wait, no, he just bounced me off.
To break the tether, go ahead and roll me. You don't have strategy. You don't have strategy, do you? No.
I have analyze. I do not have strategy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me analyze check.
Analyze. 5. So we get a 18.
18. Yeah. Thinking about this, kind of understanding where this is coming from, being from a tetherer, you have the assumption that if you break the tetherer will know that a tether has been broken.
That wouldn't work. They already know I'm here. It'd be a bad thing to break it. So,
are you saying this all out loud, or are you kind of just?
I'm saying this out loud.
Okay. Proto looks over at you. Is like, "Do you need some help, Creator?"
Nothing you can help me with, Proto. It's a Nugonian thing.
I am sorry, I'm not a Nugonian.
Oh, no, it's a good thing. You don't have to deal with all this crap. And I just kind of get up, and I'm like, I don't know enough about probing to deal with this. So I just kind of... Maybe we should just kill him?
You remember, Dr. Joel was the one that was all about the probing and the biological makeup of Nugonians and all that stuff.
Yeah, he was. I'm not going to say that on the podcast. He was not a good person. He was one of those scientists. Well, Proto, the best way I can explain it is this guy is connected to a very powerful other person. And I really don't have a way to break his connection right now. If we were able to break the connection, we might be able to get some better answers out of him.
Should I... Should I try to knock him out again?
That wouldn't help. I think it's connected to the Nugonian brain system, so...
Should we try to open up his brain then? You open up my brain.
Yes, but that's because I designed it to open up. So I can double check that all of your systems are running fine. Normal humans don't have... Well, normal primes and normal Nugonians don't have that.
Okay. Suddenly, you hear a ship coming from outside land. And you hear a notification come onto the systems inside the other mission chamber. And you hear...
Proto, if he wakes up, knock him out.
So I do have permission.
You have permission to knock him out. If you can not kill him, that would be better.
I will do my best, Creator.
That's all I can ask. And I go and, check on the thing.
Okay, you go over, and as you go over to check on the thing, you see what looks like the door slide open as you walk out into the hallway. The door at the end of the hallway where it's like the entrance, the door slides open and you see Commander Kurter step inside. And he looks over at you and you see him march over towards you.
Yeah.
And then he comes up to you.
I look this is like a prime, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I look up at him because I'm a little pipsqueak.
Okay, I'd like you to roll me a discipline will check.
Oh, discipline will check. See, I guess he's trying to intimidate me, and it's probably going to succeed.
You did roll high.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah?
You're not going to believe it. I rolled a 1.
Oh, my gosh.
He's definitely going to get me. That was a 15.
Yeah. He looks like he is not having it right now, and you are the target for his onslaught of whatever he's about to do.
Before you say anything, we did have an assassin. Should we kill him?
He grabs you. He grabs you, and he's like, "You said an assassin?
What?
You have an assassin?"
I captured an assassin. You want? He's in there.
He lets go of you.
Oh, did you think I broke into the base?
No. I was gonna take you with me. But this might actually be better. Show me to the assassin.
I just point at the laboratory.
Okay.
And I double check that the assassin is not dead before I...
You go and check inside, and Proto is just staring at him.
Okay, Proto, calm it down. The commander's coming in.
Commander Cutter. And he stands up. He's like, may I leave now? Yes, go. Only the Nugonians inside here with me.
I give a thumbs up.
And
I tell Proto to go to the door.
Looks over, he's like, if the Nugonian wakes up, what happens? I want the Nugonian to wake up.
He's connected to a tetherer.
Good, well, it already seems that the tetherer knows that you're here, so it doesn't even matter.
I was trying to try breaking the tether, but I'm not too sure how to do that.
Well, I want to talk to this tetherer, or whoever is in charge, because there is obviously something bigger going on here.
Might be my brother. Pretty sure I gave you a file on him.
Yes.
He's not a good
there
person.
are some issues going on that we believe... that I believe... stems from this whole thing. I was coming here to get to you, because you could help me in this situation that's going on over in the city near here.
Oh, okay. Whatever you need.
No, we're not going there right now. I need you to wake up this, whatever you call it.
Servant?
Yes.
That's what they call it back in the thing.
Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure it's one of the ones that used to be a prime. I say is like, I charge up my shock gloves that I have on.
Mm-hmm.
Call back to old episodes. And I charge him up just enough to give like a good shock.
All right.
And I shock this guy. So I see if that wakes him up.
You activate the stun function so that the non-lethal shock damage could apply to this. Go ahead and roll me just the straight damage, not the roll, because obviously you can easily just grab his head and shock him.
What's straight damage for...
So, shock gloves, let me check.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I never put them down as my secondary.
Shopping phase, and...
It's still my pistol from, like, the original stuff. Shock gloves.
Shock
they
gloves.
are a D4 plus not 1D4 non-lethal shot. So 2D4.
Yeah, 2D4. 2D4 plus your brawl. Which I'm
it
sure
is
you
a
don't
2.
have. Oh. 2 total?
It is... Yeah. They both rolled a 1.
Oh my god.
The chances.
Oh my god. So... let me check the prober level real quick.
I should not believe
Okay, so...
I rolled minimum damage.
You kind of do a little shock. It's not much. Like, the shock gloves don't really, like, access too much of the power. You feel like you might have, like, that you didn't adjust the shock capacity on the gloves quite well enough. And he just looks at you. He's like,
Oh,
are you gonna do it again?
I guess. And then I try doing it again.
Okay.
Because, hey, that's a lot better. Can I say for, like, joke's sake that he just, like, he puts a wire back into place?
Yeah,
because
sure.
I near rolled maximum damage on the second one.
You did. Okay. Yeah. Easy.
I rolled a 7
Easy enough.
instead of an 8.
Easy.
Yeah, so he, like, plugs in one of the wires that got disconnected and then hits him again.
Easy enough. You were able to shock him, and then you see his body kind of twitch a bit, and then you see him. And then you hear, "Wake up!" And he's like, and he looks over. He's like, and you hear him begin to speak in Votanian. I believe you know Votanian, correct?
Yep, Botanian is my second language.
You hear him say, Oh crap.
Does it look like Commander Turner understands him?
Yeah, it seems like it.
You know Votanian, right?
Yes, I do.
I'm just double checking.
So you're a servant. Mind telling me what you and your kind, you Cortexians, are doing here in Voestivez and not in Vocryo? He's like, And he looks over towards you.
Yep, but I assumed.
You're going to allow this sub-pure to speak to me this way? How low
I'm no
you
longer
have fallen.
part of your stuff.
You have
I know he's still a sub-pure, but fuck you guys.
I suppose that is why Tether 18 sent me.
Oh, wait, Tether 18. Is that the Tether I used to be a part of?
That is a tetherer that
Under?
you were running the experiment under.
Oh, right, the one I worked on Proto under. Right. He cares that much about me?
And you see Commander Couture is like, Silence! Tell me what you know about this operation that you have running in Turthtrin Trek. And you see the Nagonian looks over. You think I know? I am but a mere servant. Whoever is in the cities that you have there. They must have already began their operation. All I can tell you is that whoever is inside your city, they probably got a little anxious and moved too soon. And you see the commander looks at him and then pulls out a Hadron blaster and then aims it right at his head and sears a hole straight through his brain.
Dr. Cal just kind of, he's seen some shit. I've imagined that there might have been one or two executions inside of the Deimos Vortex. Mm-hmm. Dr. Cal just kind of looks at it. Ooh.
And he looks at you, and then he puts the gun down and he says, "You're still on our side, are you?"
Why would I go back for them? They spied on all my work.
Good. Micah informed me about what you were working on.
The corner site project?
Yes.
Dr. Cal, while he's talking about the corner site project, does look over at the table with the half-built railgun.
But I need you to come back with me to meet with General Plutel.
General Plutel? Have I met him before?
I don't remember whether or not you did. I think you might have met him inside.
I think it might have been Commander Carter. And if I did meet him, it was right after I got to the.
I don't think you got a. You might have gotten You might have gotten a hollow vid of him.
Oh no! Then it was Commander Carter. Commander Carter has a beard, right?
Commander Carter does not have a. He doesn't.
Does General Plutel have a beard?
No. Actually, I think he does.
I think I might have seen a holo of General Plutel, then.
Okay.
Because I remember a bearded guy that you said was very impressive looking.
Yeah, that probably would have been him.
I think I got a holo from Commander Plutel.
All right. And then he looks at you, he's like, yes, you're going to be meeting with him. Both of us. And...
Can Proto come along, or is he off of the...
If you can keep them silent.
Worst comes to worst, I mute him. I'm pretty sure I can do that. Wouldn't like it, though.
Alright, well... But if I bring you both along, I will be... You will not get access to seeing exactly where we'll be heading. After this, I will be taking you back to the specific city in question that I am dealing with. And I will have you meet with some allies.
Well, Proto's with me, so I should be safe, so I'm done with it.
Good.
Sorry about the doors.
And
the dummy.
I don't need to think about that right now. And you see him walk back. He's like,
wait. Can you say that the doors are still like opening and closing? Because I really want that dumb sound in the background.
you turned off all the security stuff, so it's not trying to close anymore.
Oh, it's like, so it's half open with like the dent stopping it.
Yeah. And he looks over at you and says, gather your belongings, and I'll take you to General Plutel.
Okay, Doc. And Dr. Cal walks into the laboratory and grabs all of his stuff. I need to redo my med wave, don't I? Is that all I need? Oh, Dr. Cal has a translator. God, he had that.
As you go into your belongings and you're grabbing stuff, you see Commander Kurter outside on his codex, and you see him checking some things. And as he checks them, he kind of clicks on stuff. And then you see his face light up for a second, and then it almost looks like he's relieved about something. And you see him sigh. A heavy sigh.
Proto doesn't have any belongings, right?
Proto just has whatever you've created for him, or gave him.
I forgot to make him ion bracers, I say. It's like I'm walking out of the laboratory. I knew I forgot something for him.
You walk out of the laboratory, and you see Commander Kurter looks over at you. He's like, oh, good news. My team and my allies were able to take care of the Nugonian that was a problem at the city.
So what do you need me for? Same thing or something different?
I still want to take you to meet with General Plutel. Specifically because Plutel has been the head official of Corps Command that has been dealing with the advances of, your dynasty.
Yes. Makes sense.
So, I suppose we should head out then.
Okay, Doc.
And you go and walk out. Proto walks with you. Out towards where you see the ship that Commander Kurter came inside, and you walk.
Is it like a pod?
It looks like a command pod.
Makes sense.
You go inside. It's a smaller. It's a larger pod that can fit like several little areas, but it is a 2-man like cockpit kind of thing. And you go inside. Proto kind of sits inside the area where there's like mainly like lounge seating, and you hear this spacecraft lift off, and then the pod goes up and flies off. And as it flies off towards where General Pluto is, we will end the 4th entry there.
Ooh, fun.
Yes. Thank you for playing with me on the 4th entry. Yes.
I am so concerned that Proto has metal bones. But it does mean I don't have to do what I was going to do, which was redo his entire skeleton.
Yeah, you may find out like why that is. Maybe if you ever have to
Don't worry, I'm gonna
dive into his body.
Into it. Don't worry, I'm going to look into it.
All right.
I'm going to do intensive surgery on Proto at some point.
At some point, yes. So that you can replicate the designs, you know, and improve upon them. Anyways, thank you all for listening to this 4th entry of the Doctor series. And as you can see, we're leading up to a certain type of meeting point in this storyline.
Yep.
And also, lastly but not least, if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power. And credits. I thank you for listening to The Doctor. Be sure to check out the official New Age campaign, now releasing here on the podcast and streaming bi-weekly Tuesdays on Twitch. A link will be found in the description of this entry. And if you want to be reborn yourself, you can subscribe as a Chosen to access Chosen creation and exclusive Codex entries. Until next time, travelers, be safe, stay safe, and if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power.